Good win for the Rockies yesterday against the Cardinals. They're now a game above 500 at 10-9. So it'll be the job of keeping that record above 500 for the Rockies. It seemed early on this year that they've gotten to that 500 mark and then gotten a game above and then fall right back down. So behind Kyle Freeland today, the Rockies will try to maintain that record that's now got them to second place in the National League West. Padres still in first. So Freeland, this is his third start of the year. 9 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, 5 walks. 124 whip, his ERA sits at 0. And Elias Diaz will be his personal catcher today. Trouble with walks in the game in Arizona, which Freeland last pitched in his first stint off the injured list, but they didn't come back to haunt him. Colton Wong will be the leadoff batter. First pitch from Freeland is swung on and pulled foul. First start at Coors Field this year for Kyle Freeland, the Denver native. It's Colton Wong, batting .270 on the year, has spent his entire career with the St. Louis Cardinals. Plays very good second base for them, won Gold Glove last year at that position. Has played some center field as well. There's a swing and a foul the other way, broke his bat. It's quickly 0-2 on Wong. Into his motion, the windup, and the 0-2 delivery from Freeland is taken in the dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes, count.
So Rockies are tied for second place with the Dodgers now with their 10-9 record. You could call them third as well, if you wanted to think pessimistically. And the 1-2 is going to be swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Wong chases a pitch low and away. That's the first strikeout and the first out of the game for Kyle Freeland.
The shortstop, Tommy Edman.
They'll bring up Tommy Edman playing short today. Paul DeYoung getting a day off. Edman hitting .240 on the young season. First pitch to him from Freeland is taken high. Freeland's early stint on the injured list this year after a comebacker broke his cheek in his first start of the year. 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. Tommy Edman's had a good stretch of getting on base. He's scored 8 runs over his past 10 games played. This is our first look at Edman this year. 1-1 pitch from Freeland is taken just a bit outside. Home plate umpire Ricky Holliday, Darrell Parker at first, Matthew Ross at second, and Dave Lawrence, your third base umpire today. Game 2 of this weekend series. Good win for the Rockies yesterday. An easy victory over the Cardinals. 2-1 pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. Freeland's getting that inside corner call early on. And a 2-2 pitch is swung on and pulled foul. This is Ben Kuchner-Kavich of Purple Row. I want to let you know this broadcast is not affiliated with Major League Baseball, MLB The Show 20, or the Colorado Rockies. Freeland into his motion. The windup in the 2-2 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards left field. On the run is Desmond, and he's not going to be able to make the catch. Throw to second base is not in time. We'll see how they score that one. It'll be a double for Edman, his 4th double of the season. It was a long run for Desmond. He nearly got there to make a shoestring catch, but then he kicked it a little bit. It will be a double for Edman, and Paul Goldschmidt will be the batter. A good start to him this season, .333 average. First pitch is taken for a strike. Goldschmidt traded to the Cardinals from the Diamondbacks the previous offseason, then signed an extension with St. Louis. Freeland's 0-1 pitch to him is swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2 on Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt driving in 8 runs over his last 7 games. There's a double in there. Very good numbers against the Rockies in his career, most of that time spent with the D-backs. Freeland takes a look at second base, gets ready to deliver an 0-2 to Goldschmidt, and it's swung on and popped up on the infield. Second baseman McMahon there to make the catch, and that is out number 2. Look at the rest of the lineup for the Cardinals. After Goldschmidt, Matt Carpenter bats cleanup at third base, batting 5th the catcher Yadier Molina, batting 6th the left fielder Tyler O'Neill, batting 7th the center fielder Lane Thomas, batting 8th in right field is Harrison Bader, and batting 9th the starting pitcher is Jack Flaherty. Flaherty becoming one of the candidates for ace of the Cardinals staff. He's off to a bit of a slow start this year. First pitch to Matt Carpenter is taken for a strike. A little bit of a different lineup today. Matt Wieters got the start at catcher yesterday. Yadier Molina most of the time is catching, and he is in there today. Dexter Fowler gets a day off in favor of Harrison Bader, who's playing right field today. A 1 pitch to Carpenter is taken high with a 2-seam fastball. Carpenter sitting on 1,107 career hits across parts of 9 seasons, all spent with the St. Louis Cardinals. 1-1 pitch from Freeland is taken high and away. Hitters count now on Matt Carpenter. He's played all around the infield in his career with the Cardinals. Third base this year. There's a pitch outside, 3 balls and a strike. Yadier Molina is waiting on deck. He had a pinch hit double in the 9th inning of last night's ball game. Here's a 3-1 from Freeland, and that's swung on and lifted in the air towards right field. Blackman's going back on this one, and he's at the track and at the wall. He's going to make the catch right in front of the wall. Rockies due up. Try to get the scoring started early in the bottom of the first. Jack Flaherty getting the start for the Cardinals. 5th start of the year. He's got a 1-2 record. 23 innings pitched, 31 strikeouts. That's good, 11 walks. Has given up 27 hits, so a few more hits than innings pitched. That's led to an ERA of 5.09 and a 1.65 whip. Flaherty's better than this, and hopefully he doesn't figure it out today. David Dahl's on a 6-game hitting streak, hitting .237. The batting average continues to slowly but surely climb up there. Flaherty into his motion. His first pitch is taken for a strike with a curveball. Cardinals 9-11 record. That's good for last place in the National League Central right now. And made the postseason for the first time since 2015 last year. And we're on a pretty hot stretch until they met the red-hot Washington Nationals in the championship series for the NL. Dahl takes a pitch inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Good velocity from Flaherty. You'll see him frequently in the mid-90s with his fastball. Here comes a 1-1, and that's swung on and grounded weakly back towards the mound. Flaherty will have to hurry, and he gets Dahl for out number 1. Let's look at the rest of the lineup for the Rockies. After Dahl, batting second, the shortstop Trevor Story, batting third, the right fielder Charlie Blackman. The cleanup batter is the third baseman Nolan Arenado, batting fifth, the first baseman Daniel Murphy, batting sixth at second base Ryan McMahon, batting seventh in left field Ian Desmond, batting eighth, and catching for Kyle Freeland today is Elias Diaz. Freeland, the number 9 batter, starting pitcher. Trevor Story will bat now. He's got his batting average up, climbing slowly but surely as well. He swings and chops one foul. Story on a 7-game hitting streak that's led to him now hitting .213. It was just below the Mendoza line coming into yesterday's ball game. Had a few hits to his credits. 0-1 pitch from Flaherty is taken high with a slider. Story has a couple of home runs over his last 9 games. 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 95-mile-an-hour fastball by Story. Wind up in the 1-2. That's taken low and away with an 84-mile-an-hour slider. Here comes a 2-2 pitch now to Story, and it's swung on and fouled out of play. Two-two pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That's out number 2. Ground out to Dahl and a strikeout to Story. That's the first strikeout of the game for Flaherty, and 2 up, 2 down go the Rockies to start this ball game. That'll leave it up to Charlie Blackman here in the first inning. Rockies got the scoring started early in last night's ball game. Nolan Arenado hit a 2-run home run in the first. Blackman hitting .215 on the year. First 3 batters in the Rockies order off to slow starts, but they've all looked better, a little bit better as of late. Blackman 2 home runs on the year, 6 runs batted in, has a 705 OPS. And a 1-0 pitch from Flaherty is swung on and cued. Diving stop at third by Carpenter. Throw to first is not going to be in time. He was able to knock it down. That'll be an infield single for Charlie Blackmon. Thinking about Machado, as we've seen the Padres so often this year. Nolan Arenado will be the batter. He'll try to do what he did in last night's ball game in the first inning. That was hit a 2-run home run. He's got up to 21 RBIs now on the year. 366 average, 8 home runs. His OPS at 1242. Heck of a start to the season for the Rockies' third baseman. One of the best third basemen, if not the best in the game. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch from Flaherty is swung on and chopped foul. Those 8 home runs for Arenado ranks first on the Rockies. Second place is Ryan McMahon. A 1 pitch coming, and that's swung on and lifted in the air towards center field. Going back on this one is Lane Thomas, the center fielder. He's in front of the track, and he'll make the catch. That'll retire the side. Both teams scoreless in the first inning, with 1 hit for each side. We go to the second. Molina, O'Neill, and Thomas due up for St. Louis. Yadier Molina, making his first start of the series, is on a 5-game hitting streak, including a pinch hit double in the 9th inning of last night's ball game. He's got a .238 average on the year, a home run, and 7 driven in. A long-time catcher, well into his 30s now. Molina continuing to stick around for another season with the Cardinals. First pitch misses outside. 1,978 career hits for Molina. Maybe he'll try and go for 2,000 before all is said and done. There's a pitch high and tight. 2-0. Molina has been mentioned in many circles. As Freeland elects to get a different baseball, Molina mentioned in many circles as a potential Hall of Fame candidate. If it was solely based on defense, perhaps. Definitely not Hall of Fame numbers with the bat for Molina. But he has meant a lot to the St. Louis organization, and those intangibles might mean something to the voters. Especially those who have kept up with the Cardinals. A lot of Cardinal fans around baseball. Line drive up the middle into center field, a base hit off the bat of Molina. That is a leadoff single here in the second inning for the Cardinals. That'll bring up Tyler O'Neill, getting his second start of the series in left field both games. Freeland will pitch from the stretch now with the leadoff man on here in the second inning. Molina likely will not be running. First pitch is going to miss just a bit outside with a slider to O'Neill. .210 average, a home run, 6 runs batted in, a .589 OPS. That is on-base percentage plus slugging percentage for Tyler O'Neill. Freeland takes a look over at first base and delivers a 1-0. That's inside with a fastball. O'Neill, 3 runs batted in over his last 4 games. Couple of runs for the Cardinals yesterday were both driven in by Dexter Fowler, who's sitting today. 2-0 pitch is going to miss outside. Now it's 3-0. Lane Thomas stole a base in yesterday's ball game and got a couple hits. He's waiting on deck. Center fielder for the Cardinals. Freeland delivers a 3-0 now, and that's a strike on the inside corner. Swung on and chopped foul, and from 3-0, the count now goes full. And Tyler O'Neill. Some news from Thursday was that the Garth Brooks Teammates for Kids Foundation and Big League Impact teamed up with Major League Baseball, as there's a fly ball foul. They teamed up with players representing all 30 MLB clubs to provide over 4 million meals to address childhood hunger. There were 3 representatives for the Rockies, ambassadors they're calling them. Ground ball pulled foul. Nolan Arenado, Daniel Murphy, and Trevor Story all getting in on that for the Rockies. Also, a few former Rockies involved. DJ LeMahieu now with the Yankees. Corey Dickerson now with the Marlins, just signed there this offseason. And Daniel Descalso for the Cubs. There's a swing and a foul out of play. So it's good to see a few Rockies and a few former Rockies getting involved in that worthy cause. Freeland's 3-2 pitch to O'Neill is not sure where that one missed. It's ball 4. Looked like it was about down the heart of the plate. That'll bring up Lane Thomas with a couple men on now. Freeland is not afraid to let the home plate umpire know when he's unhappy with calls. We saw him after he got sent out to AAA last year in Albuquerque, got ejected from a game for arguing balls and strikes with the umpire in AAA. First pitch to Lane Thomas is taken for a strike. And 2 for 3 in last night's ballgame for Thomas. Had a couple base hits, stolen base, and came around to score a run as well. Into his motion from the set position as Freeland delivers an 0-1, and that's taken high with a fastball. Freeland had some trouble walking 5 batters in his start off the injured list in Arizona on the last road trip. That first walk of this game did not look like his fault. 1-1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. That was the same location as ball 4 on Tyler O'Neill. And a 1-2 delivery now is taken down and in with a fastball. Swung on and grounded toward short, diving stop by Story. Flips to second for one. McMahon's return throw and got him. Double play. What a play by Story to start that one. The dive and then the shovel towards McMahon, who's able to get off a throw. Good hard slide in there by O'Neill at second base, but McMahon's able to make the return throw. And now there are quickly 2 outs. Harrison Bader will be the batter, playing right field today, hitting .282 on the year. Usually see him in center field. He's quite a good defensive center fielder, but I guess they prefer Lane Thomas in there at this time, and maybe just Bader's the one who they prefer to play right. 4 for his last 9 at the plate is Bader, who took that first pitch, ball 1. Just a bit off the plate, outside. Freeland delivers a 1-0 pitch, and that's swung on and chopped foul. And that's taken high. 2-1 the count. Hitters count now on Bader. And the 2-1 pitch from Freeland is taken high and tight. 3 balls and a strike. Some more good news from Thursday. 104.3, the Fan hired Jerry Schemmel. He's going to host a Sunday morning show and provide analysis on the Rockies Nuggets. And that's Troy Rank of Denver 7 who reported that news. Very good news to see Jerry Schemmel back in the radio scene after he was let go by iHeartMedia. Wasn't let go by the Rockies as their broadcaster for the radio this offseason. Was let go by iHeartMedia as part of their massive layoffs. But it is very good to see Jerry Schemmel back on the radio airwaves. 3-2 pitch from Freeland is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. First 2 runners reach for the Cardinals, and Freeland works out of trouble. Thanks in part to an excellent double play started by Trevor Story. We go to the bottom of the second. Murphy, McMahon, and Desmond due up. Daniel Murphy, one of the Rockies' ambassadors to help feed children in this COVID-19 time, along with Story and Arenado. Murphy hitting .311 on the year, a couple home runs. Murphy's certainly done his part, donating $100,000 to help out minor league families and an extra $100,000 to help the Rockies Feed the Rockies campaign. Now he's helping out to feed children who are hungry at this time. 2-0 pitch. And Murphy will be coming next. So he's ahead in the count early. And this 2-0 is taken just a little bit low. Rockies went 3 up. Sorry, Blackman got a single in that first inning. There's a swing and a line drive towards right field. Going back on this one is Bader. He's got a long run for it. It's over his head and off the wall. Murphy will cruise into second base with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the second inning. Good start to inning number 2 for the Rockies. 8th double of the year for Murphy. If Bader can't get back to catch it, not many can. They'll bring up Ryan McMahon with a runner in scoring position now. Rockies trying to score for the first time today. .239 average for McMahon. The slugging percentage is better. It's at .493. You certainly hit for power to start this year, as Dinger gets the crowd going, encourages Rockies fans to support their team trying to score their first run of the ball game here in the bottom of the second. First pitch to McMahon is taken low and away with a curveball. 5 home runs on the year now for McMahon. Hit one in that final game of the series in San Diego on the end of that road trip, so that ranks second on the Rockies after Nolan Arenado's 8. Flaherty now behind 2-0 in the count to McMahon. Set position, Flaherty takes a look at second base, delivers, and that pitch is low. 3-0 now, with Ian Desmond waiting on deck. Desmond picked up his first home run of the season in yesterday's ball game. Line drive shot to left field. And a 3-0 offering will now be coming to McMahon, and that's going to miss low and away. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to McMahon, so double walk combination. We got the first 2 Rockies aboard here in the bottom of the second inning. That Murphy-McMahon combination has been a really good one, especially as of late. Desmond hitting .246 on the year. That home run yesterday, he now has 6 runs batted in on the season. First pitch from Flaherty is taken low. 5 straight misses now for him. Desmond 5 for his last 9 at the plate. He's on a bit of a hot stretch right now. 1-0 pitch is swung on and chopped foul. One, that's going to be swung on and fouled out of play. Here's the 1-2. That's low and away. Count evens at 2. Murphy on second base after his leadoff double. This was his 8th double of the year. Then a 4-pitch walk to Ryan McMahon. 2-2 pitch to Desmond is swung on and lifted in the air towards left center field. On the run for this one is Lane Thomas. He'll get there and make the catch. Murphy will have to stay put at second base. And that is out number 1. Let's look at the defense now for St. Louis. A little bit different than yesterday. Left to right in the outfield, it's Tyler O'Neill, Lane Thomas, Harrison Bader getting his first start of the season at right field. Left side of the infield is Matt Carpenter. Tommy Edman is spelling Paul DeYoung at short today. Colton Wong and Paul Goldschmidt on the right side of the infield. Yadier Molina making his first start of the series at catcher. And Jack Flaherty is the second half of that battery. Elias Diaz starting today for Kyle Freeland on the mound. .231 average on the year for Diaz. He swings and fouls one out of play. And this 0-1 is swung on and hit in the air towards center field. On the run is Thomas. He'll get there to make the catch on this one. And again, the runners will have to hold. So first 2 Rockies aboard, leadoff double and a walk. Murphy and McMahon's combination. Then Desmond and Diaz both flying out to center, and that'll leave it up to the pitcher, Kyle Freeland, to get those runs home. Freeland looking for his first hit on the year, again his 3rd start of the season. First pitch from Flaherty is taken, slider for a strike. Freeland, first round pick back in 2014 by these Rockies. It's going to miss outside. Freeland picked right after Aaron Nola of the Phillies, their ace. 2-1 the count now on him. And Freeland picked right before Jeff Hoffman, who went to the Blue Jays in that draft. Brady Aiken was the first-round pick for the Astros. It's a pitch in the dirt. That's going to get away from Molina, but not far away enough for anybody to advance. It's been a bit of a struggle to the start of the career for Aiken. 3-1 pitch to Freeland as he flails at a curveball, definitely expecting something else. Count goes full. Carlos Rodon picked third. Kyle Schwarber picked fourth. There's a ground ball foul. Freeland giving it his best effort here. Michael Conforto was the 10th overall pick by the Mets. Matt Chapman, 25th overall by the Oakland A's. It's a swing and a miss, and Freeland strikes out. So first two runners reach for the Rockies here in the second, but none are able to make it home. We go to the third inning. Cardinals and Rockies still scoreless. Here's how the Rockies are looking in terms of their pitching stats this year. They right now rank 5th in the National League in terms of ERA. That's a 3.84 ERA. 12th in Major League Baseball. That's pretty good. Only 66 walks. That ranks 3rd best in the National League, 6th best in all of baseball. So Rockies pitchers are doing better for themselves than the club that was last place in quite a few categories at the end of the 2019 campaign. Jack Flaherty, pitcher, leads off for the Cardinals against Kyle Freeland here in the third. First pitch from Freeland to his opposing counterpart is taking for a strike. Jack Flaherty was also picked in that 2014 draft in the first round by the Cardinals. A swing and a ground ball chopped foul. Flaherty was part of the compensatory rounds for the Cardinals. The 34th overall pick. This 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Freeland gets him on strikes. Picked directly after Flaherty, the Rockies had the pick, and they picked Forrest Wall, infielder out of Orangewood Christian School. He was later traded over to the Blue Jays. I believe that was the Songman O trade. Yes, along with Chad Spanberger and a player to be named later. More cash considerations at the trade deadline in 2018. It's part of that Songman O trade between the Blue Jays and Rockies. Those two teams like trading with each other. Wong swings and grounds into short. Story on the backhand makes the play, and that's out number 2. Rockies don't make many trades, but they like trading with the Blue Jays, evidently. The Troy Tulowitzki, LaTroy Hawkins deal also with them. Miguel Castro, Jeff Hoffman, and Jesus Tinoco coming over to the Rockies in that deal. Here's Tommy Edman. He doubled his first time up. He's got a solid on-base percentage, .345 on his season. This pitch from Freeland is swung on and lifted in the air towards center field. Going back on this one is Dahl. He'll get it in range and will make the catch. It's a quick inning for Kyle Freeland. And we go to the bottom of the third. Top of the order due up for the Rockies. Scoreless ball game. David Dahl leads things off here on the bottom of the third. His second at bat of the game. Grounded out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. He had his team leading, I believe it's 10 doubles now for Dahl in last night's ballgame. First pitch from Flaherty here in the third is taken just a bit off the plate. Dahl is 14 for his last 35 at the plate. That's quite a stretch. It swung on and missed 1 ball and 1 strike. Really rough start to the season for Dahl, but he has turned it on as of late. 1-1 pitch is going to be swung on and fouled out of play. Lots of doubles power for Dahl to start this season. I've yet to see him hit his first home run of the year. Thinking any day now, he'll start translating some of those doubles into homers. There's a swing and a line drive pulled foul, 1-2 the count. To his motion, the windup and the 1-2 pitch from Flaherty is taken low with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Trevor Story and Charlie Blackmon to follow in this inning. 2-2 pitch to Dahl is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That is out number 1, and that'll bring up Trevor Story. Third strikeout of the game for Flaherty.
Now batting, shortstop,
Here's Trevor Story. He struck out his first time up. Flaherty's first pitch to Story is taken just a little bit low with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Story again struck out his first time up. You can see his slugging percentage is creeping up a little bit. It's at .368 now. We're used to seeing it about 200 points higher than that. Still a little bit early on the year, but don't want to get into too much of a slump. Story has looked better as of late. Again, we mentioned that 7-game hitting streak. Flaherty into his motion. The windup in the 2-0 to Story is swung on and missed. Two-seam fastball by him. Into his motion, the windup 2-1 is swung on and lifted in the air towards deep left field, hooking down the line, and that ball is gone. Home run for Trevor Story. Rockies take a 1-0 lead here in the third. Third home run of the year for Trevor Story. .423 feet off the bat, 101.7 mile-per-hour exit velocity for the Rockies shortstop. Charlie Blackmon will be the batter. 1-0 Rockies now. Blackmon got a base hit his first time up. 2 for 5 in this series. First pitch is taken high and away with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. See Nolan Arenado getting ready on deck. 1-0 Rockies. So they try to go 2 games over the 500 mark. Pitch low and away with a slider. It's 2-0 on Blackmon. It's swung on and fouled out of play. Swing and a miss. Changeup on a 2-1 count. Strike 2. Flaherty into his motion. The windup and the 2-2 pitch is taken high and away. And Arenado is ready to feast and waiting on deck. We have the .361 batting average on the year. There's a 3-2, and that's going to be strike 3 called. Wow. 4th strikeout for Flaherty. Blackmon not so sure about that call. Pitch rather high in the zone. Flaherty gets the benefit of that call. Nolan Arenado will be the batter. He's 0 for 1 in this game. It's check swing and a pitch high, did not go. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. A fly out Arenado's first time up. Good start to this series. 3 hits in yesterday's ball game as part of his 3 for 4 RBI day. Here's a 1-0, and that's going to be a strike. Arenado Gold Glove winner every single season he has played in the major leagues. As he came up in 2013. Pitch way inside, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It's the highest velocity we've seen today from Flaherty. It's a 2-1 count now, predictable fastball count, hitter's count for Arenado. Here it comes. And it's swung on and fouled back to the screen. Flaherty gets the sign he likes and gets ready to deliver a 2-2 to Arenado, and it's swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. 1-0 Rockies after Trevor Story puts Colorado on the board with his 3rd home run of the year. 1-0 Rockies after 3. Paul Goldschmidt leads off the 4th inning against Kyle Freeland. 46 pitches for K-Free. Goldschmidt popped out to the second baseman McMahon his first time up. He's going to pop one up again, and this time Murphy will come in, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. think we've ever seen as easy of outs from Paul Goldschmidt as his first 2 at-bats of this game.
Matt Carpenter.
Got to bring up Matt Carpenter. Well, if he wasn't a baseball player, it wasn't hard for him to look at what his other profession could be. Aptly named. First pitch from Freeland is taken for a strike. Lefty on lefty matchup. Freeland gets ready to deliver an 0-1, and it's high. Count will level at 1. It's swung on and grounded into left field. That ball is going to get down and go to the wall. By the time Desmond picks it up, Carpenter will be into second base with a double. They had a shift on him. That was just nowhere near where Arenado was played, where Carpenter placed that baseball. We've seen similar hits several times from David Dahl this year beating the shift. And a runner in scoring positions at second base is Carpenter with 1 out for Yadier Molina. Base it his first time up. He takes first pitch low, so Molina now 2 for 2 in this series. Got that pinch hit double in the 9th inning of last night's ball game. .1-0 from Freeland is swung on and missed. Molina on 157 career home runs across 16 seasons, all with St. Louis. Here's a 1-1, and that's taken just a bit outside. Freeland not getting that call on the outside part of the plate to right-handers today. There's a 2-1 hitter's count on Molina. He swings and grounds it to short. Story fires to first, and that is out number 2. Carpenter will have to stay put at second base. Now at 54 pitches on the day is Kyle Freeland. He'll face Tyler O'Neill, drew a walk in his first plate appearance. That was in the 2nd inning. A pitch that looked pretty good from this vantage point. Home plate umpire thought it missed. First pitch from Freeland to O'Neill here is taken for a strike in the inside corner. Freeland is getting that inside call to right-handed batters. And this 0-1 delivery is way inside. There's a 1-1. That's going to miss outside with a changeup. Hitter's count now for Tyler O'Neill. That one's low, 3 balls and a strike now. Lane Thomas is waiting on deck. Freeland into his motion, takes a look at second base where Carpenter is, gets ready to deliver a 3-1 pitch to O'Neill, and that's swung on and pulled foul down the third base line. There's a full count now on Tyler O'Neill. .3-2 from Freeland one more time. Is strike 3 called? He got him on the inside corner. And that will retire the side. Freeland working around those base runners again. Murphy, McMahon, Desmond due up in the bottom of the 4th. It is 1-0 Rockies. Manager Bud Black and pitching coach Steve Foster have to be pleased with what they've seen from Kyle Freeland today. A few base runners here and there, but he has worked out of trouble every time. Daniel Murphy leads off the bottom of the 4th inning.
Leading off for the Rockies, the first baseman, Daniel Murphy.
Murphy doubled his first time up. That was in the 2nd inning. First pitch from Flaherty is taken low and in the dirt. 2 for 5 in Murphy's career against Flaherty. A couple of those hits are doubles. Both of those hits are doubles. 1-0 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards left center field. On the run is Tyler O'Neill, the left fielder. He'll get there in left center to make the catch. That's out number 1.
Now back, second baseman.
And that'll bring up Ryan McMahon. Drew a walk in his first plate appearance. That came in the second inning. First pitch misses high with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. McMahon's second-round pick by the Rockies in the 2013 draft. That one swung on and driven to right field and hooking down the line. That ball is gone. Home run for Ryan McMahon, his 6th home run of the season now. That's going to make it 2-0 Rockies. A couple of solo shots for the Rockies in back-to-back innings. Trevor Story, now Ryan McMahon. Man, turning on the power early this year. 421 feet off the bat, 109.4 mile-per-hour exit velocity. Absolute laser. Only question was fair or foul, and just was able to keep it fair inside that foul pole, or fair pole if you prefer. Ian Desmond will be the batter now. First pitch from Flaherty to Desi is going to miss outside of the curveball. Desmond 0 for 1 in this ballgame. He flied out back in the second inning. And that swung on and fouled back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. 11-year career now for Desmond. Drafted by the Expos in 2004, then spent time as the shortstop for the Nationals, the center fielder for the Rangers, now first baseman, then center fielder, then left fielder for the Rockies. Swings and grounds 1 foul, 1-2 the count. Swung on and popped foul. So a career that took him from Canada to the East Coast, the nation's capital, to deep in the heart of Texas, to the Mountain Time Zone. 1-2 pitch coming to Desmond is going to miss high with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Third year of a 5-year deal for Desmond with the Rockies. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. And that's going to miss outside. Full count now with Elias Diaz waiting on deck. Swinging a foul out of play. We'll do it again. Swung on and line towards right center field. On the run is Bader. He'll get there to make the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up Elias Diaz. Flaherty into his motion. His first pitch to Diaz is going to miss low. Diaz, 5th year of his career now. All the first 4 were spent with the Pittsburgh Pirates, non-tendered at the deadline this offseason. And signed with a minor league deal with the Rockies and made the team out of spring training in our simulation. Striking the inside corner. This will be a 1-1 delivery coming from Flaherty, and it's going to miss low and away with a slider. Hitter's count now for Elias Diaz. Diaz catching today. It's going to be Kyle Freeland's personal catcher from here on out. Both of them healthy now, thank goodness. There's a pitch inside. 3 balls and a strike. Freeland is waiting on deck. That's swung on and chopped foul. Count goes full on Diaz. Diaz hits lefties typically better than righties. Going to start against the righty today, and he swings and grounds one up the middle. The shortstop, Edman, will get over to make the catch and throw to first, and that'll retire the side. Nice rangy play there by Edman, but Ryan McMahon extends the Rockies' lead with a solo home run of his own, his 6th of the year. We're through 4 innings, 2-0 Rockies.
Leading off for the Cardinals, the center fielder, number 35,
Lane Thomas leads things off against Kyle Freeland here in the 5th inning. First pitch is going to miss high with a fastball at 93 miles per hour. Lane Thomas, 4 for his last 10 at the plate. A couple hits in last night's ball game. Also had a stolen base to add to his box score. 1-0 pitch from Freeland is swung on and lined in the air towards right field. Blackman will get there. Can't under it and make the catch for out number 1. 2-0 Rockies. Solo home runs today for Trevor Story and Ryan McMahon, and Kyle Freeland has done the rest on the mound. Harrison Bader will be the batter. Struck out his first time up. That came in the 2nd inning. He's got a solid on-base percentage, does Bader. .370 on the year. Not playing a whole often amount of time. Pitch misses high. Bader was 3rd-round pick back in the 2015 draft by the Cardinals. Takes one high and tight, 2-0. Fouled out of play. The first pick for the Cardinals in that draft was Nick Plummer, right before Walker Buehler. It's going to miss down and in. Plummer has had to deal with a lot of injuries in his career. Rockies picked Brendan Rodgers with their first pick, 3rd overall in that 2015 draft, after Dansby Swanson of the Diamondbacks and Alex Bregman for the Astros. Here's a 3-1 now from Freeland, and that's going to be swung on and pulled foul. Like Soroka, also the 28th overall pick in that draft. Brandon Lau went in the 3rd round to the Rays. Paul DeYoung in the 4th round to the Cardinals. It's ball 4, and a 1-out walk to Bader. Jack Flaherty, the pitcher, will be the batter. Next pitch will be number 69 of the day from Kyle Freeland. Flaherty, bunting situation, pulls the bat back, and it's ball 1. Bunt is down towards second base. McMahon will pick it up and barehand throw to first. That will get Flaherty 2 outs now. And Bader will move up to second base.
Second baseman.
They'll bring up Colton Wong as the lineup turns over for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's 0 for 2 today, a strikeout and a ground out. Freeland takes a look at second base. Bader is very fleet of foot. First pitch to Wong is grounded into right field, to base hit. Bader is going to be waved around third. Here's the throw to the plate by Blackman, and not in time. Just a bit offline, and that's going to get the Cardinals on the board. They trail this game 2-1. RBI single for Colton Wong scores Harrison Bader ahead of him. That's what speed do. Tommy Edman will be the batter. 1 for 2 double back in the first inning. First pitch is taken for a strike with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 9 for his last 31 at the plate. is Edmond. That's a .290 batting average. Freeland from the set position delivers a throw over to first, and that'll drive Wong back. Pitch outside. Wong was part of the only World Series game where the final out of the game ended on a pickoff play. That was in 2013. Red Sox would win the World Series against the Cardinals that year. 2-2 pitch now. Will be coming to Edmond. And here it comes. Swung on and lifted in the air towards right field. Blackman got a late read on it, but now he'll go back and make the catch that'll retire the side. Halfway home here at Coors Field, Cardinals get on the board. It is 2-1 Rockies going to the bottom of the fifth. 9-1 two-hitters due up for Colorado. Kyle Freeland will lead off. Lefty Tyler Webb, righty Alex Reyes double barrel action in the Cardinals bullpen. Jack Flaherty about to throw his 75th pitch of the day to his opposing counterpart Kyle Freeland. He swings and misses. There you can see the lefty and righty combination. This time the lefty is on the left and the righty is on the right from the viewer's perspective for the Cardinals. Jack Flaherty at 75 pitches now here in the bottom of the fifth. 0-1 pitch to Freeland is swung on and lined towards right field. Over to make the catch is Bader. That's out number one. The lineup will turn over for David Dahl. 43 of 76 pitches for strikes today from Flaherty. Not the best of ratios. Still only given up 2 runs. Just a couple solo shots have been what has hurt him today. David Dahl 0 for 2, strikeout and ground out in this second game of the series against the Cardinals here at Coors Field on this homestand. First pitch low and away with a curveball. Dahl was the first-round pick by the Rockies in the 2012 draft. I'm talking about these drafts today. 1-0 pitch is going to miss inside. Dahl, the 10th overall pick. There's a strike at the knees, 2-1 the count. Picked before him was Carlos Correa, the first overall pick of the Astros, Byron Buxton, Mike Zunino to the Mariners, Kevin Gausman to the Orioles, Kyle Zimmer to the Royals, Albert Almora went to the Cubs, Max Fried to the Padres, Mark Appel went to the Pirates. Appel is now out of baseball. And Andrew Heaney went to the Marlins, now with the Angels. And then Dahl was picked by the Rockies. Kevin Gausman would have been an interesting situation if he had not been picked by the Orioles. He's from Centennial, Colorado. Rockies certainly could have made a play for him. Further picks who have been all-stars in that draft. Addison Russell went right after David Dahl. Lucas Giolito, Corey Seager, Michael Wacha, and Marcus Stroman. All swings and misses. He strikes out for out number 2 in the supplemental first round. Jose Barrios, Mitch Haniger, Joey Gallo, Lance McCullers Jr. were selected, and some other notable selections from the second round. Alex Wood was picked by the Braves. Edwin Diaz went to the Mariners in the third round. In the fifth round, Max Muncy went to the A's and Ross Stripling to the Dodgers. Both of them are Dodgers now. Jake Lamb went to the D-backs in the sixth round. Josh Hader went to the Orioles down in the 19th round. Hey, Jameis Winston was picked by the Rangers in the 15th round. Wonder who he'll sign with for the 2020 season. I'm not sure exactly what the injury situation is on Jameis Winston. I know he missed a lot of time in 2019 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Story takes the pitch in the dirt, count evens at 2. Winston did not sign with the Rangers. It'll be a 3-2 pitch coming to Trevor Story. He was 1 for 2 on the day with that solo home run. That's inside, ball 4. He walked him. 2-out walk from Flaherty. That'll put a runner on for Charlie Blackman.
Now batting, right fielder, Charlie Blackman.
Blackman 1 for 2. He got a base hit in the first inning. As Dinger tries to encourage the Rockies faithful to get excited for some 2-out scoring here. Flaherty about to throw his 90th pitch of the game. And it's a check swing and a pitch low. Blackman is 2 for 8 in his career off Flaherty. One of those hits is a home run. May well be Flaherty's last inning of work here in the 5th, as his pitch count is about to get up over 90. Throw to first to drive back Story. Story stole a couple of bases in yesterday's ball game. 1-0. That is a strike on the outside corner. Mike Schilt, Cardinals manager, laying down the signs. Took over from Mike Matheny as manager. Matheny now managing with the Royals. Story's running, and the throw down is not going to be in time. Which was a strike. Story collects his 3rd stolen base of this series. Now he's in scoring position with 2 outs. It's a 1-2 count on Blackman. It's going to miss outside of the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. From the stretch, the 2-2 pitch from Flaherty is taken down and in. The count goes full with Nolan Arenado waiting on deck, hoping to get an opportunity if Blackman can keep the line moving. Here's his 95th pitch, and it's swung on in line towards left field. On the run and making the catch is Tyler O'Neill. That'll retire the side. We're through 5 innings. Rockies have a 2-1 lead in this ballgame. It'll be Goldschmidt, Carpenter, and Molina due up in the 6th. Paul Goldschmidt leads off the 6th inning against Kyle Freeland. 0 for 2 today. He's popped out twice, once to the second baseman McMahon, once to the first baseman Daniel Murphy. Very good numbers overall in the year for Goldschmidt. .324 on base percentage, as per usual, up over 400. An OPS up over 1,000. First pitch from Freeland in the 6th is taken inside. Freeland has handled Goldschmidt in his career. He's 4 for 20. Not many Rockies pitchers can say that, but Freeland has certainly had Goldschmidt's number. That swung on and lifted in the air towards left field. Oh boy, just as soon as I say he has his number, Desmond, he's at the track and he'll make the catch. That's out number 1.
The third baseman, number 13, Matt Carpenter.
Matt Carpenter will be the batter. 1 for 2. He doubled in the 4th inning of this one. Carpenter, very good eye at the plate. His on-base percentage about 100 points higher than his batting average. First pitch from Freeland is taken just a bit outside. Carpenter ranks 3rd on the Cardinals this year in hits. He has 16 of them. That swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow center field. Going back now is Dahl, but he will get there and make the catch for out number 2. 2 quick outs here in this 6th inning for Freeland. Good news for him. Yadier Molina will be the batter. 1 for 2. Base hit back in the 2nd inning. Again, 2 for 3 in the series, as he pinch hit in the 9th inning yesterday and got a double. It was not enough for the Cardinals to mount a comeback in that game, though. Here's a pitch low, ball one. Yadier Molina from Puerto Rico. Played for Team Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Classic. Let's check swing and a pitch high. Molina did not go. Next time we're going to see the World Baseball Classic, I think it's going to be pretty fun. Team USA looked like a lot of players are interested. Nolan Arenado and Jake McGee both represented the Rockies last year, or last time they did it. It was 2017. I think Trevor Story and David Dahl were both people who expressed interest, though I could be wrong. It's a strike on the inside corner. 3-1 pitch coming to Molina is swung on and flared towards first base. Right there to make the catch is Murphy. That'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's 2-1 Rockies. Yeah, Arenado, Murphy, and McMahon, their hottest hitters, due up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
New pitcher for the Cardinals is the lefty Tyler Webb. 12 innings, 12 strikeouts, 11 walks. Striking out a batter per 9 inning, also almost walking a batter per 9 inning. That's not good. Hasn't given up many hits, though, so he has had a solid start to the year, but those walks will start to haunt if he doesn't get them under control. John Brebbia and Alex Reyes, a couple of righties, are warming up in the Cardinals bullpen in case Webb runs into trouble. He's got to face a guy who really likes to hit lefties, though. That's Nolan Arenado, though he's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. So that just means he's due. First pitch from Webb is taken down and in. There'll be a couple of lefties for Webb to face coming up, and Murphy and McMahon, though. As we continue to mention, McMahon really enjoys hitting left-handed pitching, has throughout his career reverse splits. And Murphy's been hitting everybody as of late. 1-0 pitch to Arenado is swung on and slashed foul. There's a strike, 1-2. Well, Thursday was the day in which Nolan Arenado turned 29 years old. How did he spend his birthday? Well, Thomas Harding of MLB.com wrote an article about that. Arenado said he was just staying home, praying we play soon, but also, there's a foul ball. Arenado made it a point to reach out to children in need of meals. You mentioned that Story and Murphy were a part of that. So let's talk about what it specifically is. As Arenado pops it up, first base side, and that is Goldschmidt to make the catch for out number 1.
the first baseman, number 9.
Over 50 Major League players represented all 30 teams in this. They are going to provide more than 4 million meals. This year's Daniel Murphy also a part of that, as part of the Home Plate Project to address childhood hunger amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Nearly $1 million was raised by players along with music star Garth Brooks and his teammates for Kids Foundation, as well as Big League Impact. Big League Impact, by the way, was founded by Cardinals pitcher Adam Wainwright and is being led by Wainwright and Rangers pitcher Kyle Gibson. Gibson, former Twin. More than 20 million students in the United States and Canada depend on school-provided free or reduced-price meals, but those aren't available in many areas because school districts are closed. But ever since spring training came to an end, Arenado has said that he was looking for ways to contribute. And he said he was talking to some players, trying to figure out what exactly would be the best thing for him to do. Because he mentioned that as Major League players, they have the resources and they have a service to help. When times are tough, it shouldn't be difficult for them to come together and be able to help out people in need. The project came together quickly as Murphy draws a walk. They were scheduled to launch the initiative in the fall, but Garth Brooks, Adam Wainwright, and Kyle Gibson realized the situation was pretty urgent right now, with unavailable meals for children, and their charity teams called and sent messages. Players reached out to other players, and they raised $937,100. Ryan McMahon takes a pitch inside. 2-0 the count on him. Pitch misses low. 3-0 now on Ryan McMahon with Ian Desmond waiting on deck. It's going to miss high, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Ryan McMahon will bring up Ian Desmond with a couple base runners on.
Now batting, the left fielder, Ian Desmond.
Ian Desmond 0 for 2 on the day. And he takes the pitch inside. Going to miss outside 2-0 now. Webb is struggling to throw strikes. We saw those 11 walks and 12 innings on the year, and it looks about the same here. Desmond swings and fouls on out of play, 2-1 to count. Nick Kosmider of The Athletic had an article in a series that The Athletic is doing about local businesses. An effort to support local businesses being threatened by the coronavirus, and they're publishing a series of stories that highlight local communities. 2-2 pitch to Desmond is just a bit outside, full count. Elias Diaz waiting on deck. He wrote about Jason Bueller, who worked a summer as a college intern for the Colorado Springs Sky Sox more than 2 decades ago. He's worked as the head brewer at the Denver Beer Company since 2015 now. Desmond grounds one foul. So the Sky Sox were the Rockies' AAA affiliate back in 1999 when he worked for them. And he said there were crazy things that happened out there. Desmond takes strike 3 call, and there are 2 outs now. Like hundreds of small businesses in Colorado, one of the city's most well-known breweries, cherished both for cleverly named concoctions like Princess Yum Yum and the sun-baked patios at its tap rooms, is right now faced with the unprecedented challenge of engaging a community and making a business run when its customers are being forced to stay at home. And Bueller said, so his location of the brewery is on Platt Street near downtown. A tap room and neighboring Arvada, and a packaging facility and beer garden in the Sunnyside neighborhood of Denver. And he said with the tap rooms, he kind of saw it coming that they were going to be closed a few days ahead of time. When they actually did it, it still came as a shock, even though they were expecting it. They had to soak it all in and find out exactly what it meant. And what they did was they had to find a way to capitalize on and enhance what has become an emerging trend: the virtual happy hour. As Diaz lines one towards left field. This is hit well, and that ball is going to be gone. A 3-run home run for Elias Diaz. His first home run as a Colorado Rocky. Hooked it right down the line and able to get it out of here. 369 feet off the bat, 97.3 mile per hour exit velocity. How about that for the backup catcher? That's going to chase Tyler Webb from this ball game. Alex Reyes is going to come in. You can see he's also had a lot of troubles with walks this year. 10 in the third innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 12 walks. His ERA sits at 11.32, and this is his 12th game. Righties have hit .480 against him. It's been quite a struggle for a lot of these bullpen members. Kyle Freeland's going to bat for himself here, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. It is now 5-1 Rockies. Freeland 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. The pitcher is 0 for 5 to start the season, so it looks like he'll get a chance to pitch the 7th. That's swung on and missed quickly. 0-2 on Freeland. .2 pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air towards right center field. On the run is Bader in right field, and O'Neill diving and not able to make the catch is the center fielder Thomas. And into second base with a double, it looks like, is going to be Freeland.
Now batting, the center fielder,
Almost a collision out there between Thomas in center field and the right fielder Bader. The line will keep moving now. David Dahl will be the batter. He's 0 for 3 in this ball game, looking to get his first hit. And he swings and pulls one towards right center field and towards the same spot. That's going to drop in there. Freeland will score. RBI single for David Dahl. Makes it 6-1 Rockies. Line keeps moving here with 2 outs for the Rockies. I'll bring up Trevor Story. He's homered already in this ball game. 1 for 2 at the plate. We'll go back to the third inning and look at that Story home run. Over 420 feet off his bat. We will talk more about the Denver Beer Company and their virtual happy hour and the story from Nick Kosmiter of The Athletic coming up in the 7th inning. I'll give that story the attention it deserves. First pitch to Story is taken low. Story first round pick back in 2011 by the Rockies. A disappointing 2010 campaign, coming off a season where the Rockies made the postseason in 2009. Swung out and chopped foul at the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's going to miss low and away. 2-1 the count. Hitters count for Trevor Story. David Dahl's on first base after his RBI single. Scored Kyle Freeland, who had doubled before him. 2-1 is swung on and lined foul towards the seats. And that's a check swing into pitch high, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Story lays off, and the count goes full as the Cardinals are wondering when the 6th inning is ever going to end. Charlie Blackmon is waiting on deck. 3-2, and strike 3 called. Got him on strikes. We're through 6 innings. Rockies score a few runs, and now they lead at 6-1 after 6 innings. Tyler O'Neill leads off the 7th inning. Kyle Freeland out for his 7th inning of work. 6-1 Rockies. First pitch is going to miss outside. I want to continue telling the story of the Denver Beer Company. Nick Kosmiter of The Athletic wrote this article as part of an ongoing series about local businesses. So yeah, the virtual happy hour is what they had to turn to. So a foul out of play by O'Neill. So it not only helps them to sell beer and keep the paychecks coming, also helps them to give back to a community they say has given them so much. It's Jason Bueller, who's the head brewer there and has been since 2015. And co-founders Charlie Berger and Patrick Crawford. 1-2 pitch coming to O'Neill is swung on and lifted in the air towards left field. Going back on this one is Desmond. He's got it in range now. And he shall make the catch for out number 1.
The center fielder, number 35, Lane.
So it was just a few days after Colorado Governor Jared Polis mandated that all restaurants, bars, and breweries shut their doors except for to-go and delivery services. So then Bueller, Berger, and Crawford right away got into holding their first virtual happy hour. There's a swing and a line drive towards left field. Desmond going back on this one. He's been busy. He will run that one down for out number 2 here in the 7th. The brewery sold a package of beer, some in 6-packs, others in 32-ounce crawlers, canned straight from the tap. Customers could order online and pick up or have delivered and then drink with Denver Beer Company's experts as they talk through their creations on Facebook and YouTube Live pages. Happy hour, they kept the conversations going, then the idea grew even further. So one way the brewery has carved a niche in the highly competitive Denver beer scene is with its pairing events, when it collaborates with local businesses to create various beer-food combinations. In the past, Denver Beer Company has sold out tickets and filled its tap rooms for pairing events featuring everything from pie to bacon, all washed down with brewery staples and seasonal creations alike. So those events all moved online. In the past 3 weeks alone, the brewery has hosted virtual pairing events with Cheese Meat Board, a Denver-based company, and Santa Fe Cookie Company.
1 ball, 2 strikes, count.
They got good M&M cookies, I've heard. And here this weekend, they're going to do a brunch at home event with bacon from Tender Belly, coffee from Coda Coffee, and breakfast burritos from The Mighty. They are all Denver-based businesses. You can add those pairings to the weekly happy hours on Fridays. And Denver Beer Company is filling the calendar with numerous chances to connect with the community that has helped one of the first breweries within Denver's city limits continue to grow since it first opened back in 2011. 2-2 pitch coming to Harrison Bader is swung on and fouled out of play. That swung on and fouled off. Now, the brewery has catered to baseball fans. They have such concoctions as the Walt Weiss, a German wheat beer named after the former Rockies manager. Swing and a miss. Freeland has looked good today. If that's his last inning, he has had quite a start here. His third start of the season, Freeland is looking like the Freeland that we saw a couple years ago for the Cardinals. 7th inning stretch time, 6-1 Rockies. That was for the Rockies, not for the Cardinals. Don't want to mix that up. We'll be right back.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Charlie Blackmon leads off the bottom of the 7th inning. John Brebbia and John Gant, a couple of Johns and a couple of righties warming up in the Cardinals bullpen. Base hit in the 1st inning for Blackmon. A couple more concoctions we want to tell you about from Denver Beer Company. They came up with Nolan's Gold, which is a hazy IPA in honor of the club's third baseman. And the Bud Black Lager, a happy ode, was also later brewed as an IPA. Current manager Bud Black. 2 years ago was the first time they hosted a playoff game in a long time when the Rockies went to the NLDS against Milwaukee. The Rockies' player wives got tasked with coming up with a gift for the Brewers' wives as Blackmon grounds one to second base. Wong up with the ball, throws to first. That's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. And they came back and asked Denver Beer Company if they could get 32-ounce crawlers of the Bud Black Lager to give to the other players' wives, and they gave them some extras. And according to this article in The Athletic, they have it on good authority that Bud Black did get one and was a big fan of the limited release. Arenado takes a strike. There have already been some guests. Comedian Kevin Heffernan from Super Troopers and former Colorado governor and former presidential candidate John Hickenlooper have been guests on the virtual happy hour. The ground ball back to the mound. It's going to get by Reyes over towards Wong, and he will throw to first in time to get Arenado. It's out number 2.
Now back, first baseman, Daniel Murphy.
And just yesterday, a couple of guests on there were Ryan Spilborghs and Kyle Freeland. Berger said he thought that Spilly would be a fun guy to have a beer with, so he was on there. He also reached out to Kyle Freeland because they're local, so they want a local guy. And Bueller said he can't wait to talk about the Sky Sox. 15 years after he had that internship with that minor league baseball franchise. The pitch low to Daniel Murphy, 2-1 the count. So that article in its entirety from Nick Kosmider of The Athletic is recommended in its entirety. It's pitch low, 3 balls and a strike. Ryan McMahon waiting on deck. You know, another consideration with the COVID-19 pandemic is it's going to be a little bit longer, it looks like, for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, so it'll be even longer for us to wait for the first Rocky to be inducted in Larry Walker. and also for his number retirement at Coors Field, which was going to happen tomorrow. If he swings and pulls one foul, we will do our best to have some Larry Walker content in tomorrow's game. Still celebrating the day that would have been his day. It's a ground ball, diving stop at third by Carpenter. From his knees, throws to first. What a play by Matt Carpenter to get Murphy. Let's take a look at that one again before we leave you in the 7th. Quite a play. 6-1 Rockies, we go to the 8th.
Your attention, please.
Wade Davis
Now pitching for the
will
Rockies.
pitch the 8th inning. 7 strong innings for Kyle Freeland today. 9 2/3 innings, 8 strikeouts and a walk, an 8.38 ERA for Wade Davis. He's given up quite a few hits on the year. He's going to face a pinch hitter to start things off.
Gyro.
It's going to be Yairo Munoz. Davis pitching with a 5-run lead here in the 8th. Munoz off to a slow start this season, hitting 190. And first pitch is going to miss down and in.
Count 1-0.
Munoz had 227 on base percentage, is mostly a pinch hitter this year. A couple runs batted in. Davis into his motion. The windup and the 1-0 pitch is taken inside. Jack Etkin of Forbes covers the Rockies for them, has an article about Larry Walker and how after waiting 10 years, he might have to wait a bit longer for his Hall of Fame induction. And it was very fitting to have it against the Cardinals because Walker finished his career with them in 2005 after he was traded to St. Louis by the Rockies in 2004. Spent only 10 seasons with the Rockies. Walker would be joining Todd Helton as the only Rockies players to have their numbers retired. Swing and a miss. Count evens at 2 on Munoz. Tim Meade, according to Jack Etkin, who is president of the National Baseball Hall of Fame Museum, said the board of directors for the Hall of Fame had a conference call on Wednesday, and they set May 1 as a date to make a decision. It's a line drive base hit into left field. Leadoff single for Yairo Munoz here in the top of the 8th. Desmond loses the handle on it, but just a single for Munoz. So they've set May 1 as the date to make a decision on whether the induction can be held as scheduled on July 26. And the Rockies also retiring Walker's number when it's safe to do so. Walker was elected to the Hall of Fame in January in his 10th and final year of the ballot. To Cooperstown. Colton Wong pulls one foul. It's going to be Walker and former Yankee Derek Jeter. Also Ted Simmons and Marvin Miller, the late Marvin Miller, they were voted in by the Veterans Committee. Just when is uncertain. Meade said that postponing this year's induction ceremony until 2021 and combining it with anyone elected next year would be a strong option. So that's a possibility. Kurt Schilling will be on the ballot for the 9th time in 2021. He got 70% of the vote, 75% of the vote is needed. Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds are also going to be on the ballot for the 9th time, but it's going to be rough for them, even though they are undoubtedly a couple of the best to ever play the game. The performance-enhancing drug issues have stifled their candidacy. There's a swing and a miss. On evens at 2 on Colton Wong. Meade said they're not going to do a virtual induction ceremony or one without fans. He said that's not what the baseball community deserves, and it's not what those 4 gentlemen and their families deserve. He's pitched low, full count. And also, he just basically said it's not what Cooperstown and the game should have. They should be honored in the same quality as everyone who has preceded them. So, with that being said, it might just have to be a little later. Wong lines one towards right field, headed towards the corner. That's going to get down. Into third base will be Munoz. Runners on second and third with nobody out now for the Cardinals. So right now the Hall of Fame is closed to visitors. There are 55,000 in attendance last year as Mariano Rivera and 5 others were inducted. It was the second largest crowd ever. Swinging a foul out of play by Tommy Edman. Pitch outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. It's inside, 2-1 the count now, a hitter's count on Tommy Edman. Over at The Athletic, Ken Rosenthal and Evan Drellich have done a great job of covering the offseason. There's a strike. And covering what has happened related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Another question that's going to be had, we know about the health-related and logistical questions about no fans in central locations. There's a fly ball to left field. Desmond's going back on this one. He will get there to make the catch. Tagging and scoring is Munoz. And moving up to third is Wong. It's a 6-2 ball game. 1 out runner on third in Wong. Paul Goldschmidt will be the batter. So another question that's going to have to be asked is about players accepting an even further reduction in salary. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo was on CNN on Wednesday night and said that he's discussed things with Mets COO Jeff Wilpon, and they've discussed further potential salary cuts. Of course, some on the players' side have an issue with this. The union and the league reached a 17-page agreement back in March that had a full category about player compensation and benefits. And Scott Boras, agent, weighed in on that one as Goldschmidt flies on the near to center. On the run and making the catch is Dahl. We'll see if Wong wants to tag. He will. And throw to the plate is not going to be in time. He will score 6-3. Rockies lead it now. Base is empty now with 2 outs for Matt Carpenter. Scott Boras, of course, representing so many players, had his own things to say. Scott Oberg will come in now. 7 1/3 innings on the year, 9 strikeouts, 5 walks. He's gotten a couple 1-2-3 saves now. So Boras said, well, Mr. Wilpon apparently failed to inform Governor Cuomo, this is quoting Boras, that players and owners have already reached a good faith agreement which contemplated MLB games without fans at neutral sites. And further, the players agreed to be paid a fraction of their salary based upon games played divided by 162, a prorated formula for a shortened season. The agreement also accounts for a canceled season, awarding players a collective advance payment of $170 million over April and May, money they keep if no games are played. Pitch misses low. One person with knowledge of the deal told The Athletic that the clause was not intended to signal any willingness by the players to reopen salary discussions. They had a clause that said the commissioner's office and the union will discuss in good faith the economic feasibility of playing games in the absence of spectators at all or at appropriate substitute neutral sites. So we saw what that one person said. Others said the issue is left undecided and that the league made it clear to the union that economic adjustments would be necessary if games are played in empty parks. And a league spokesperson said that both parties understood that the deal was premised on playing in stadiums with fans, and the agreement makes that clear. Then a union source disagreed with the league's characterization, saying the language regarding players receiving prorated salaries in the event of a partial season does not distinguish between games with or without fans. So teams draw significant income from television and media rights, yes. And Major League Baseball might attempt to argue that unless the union makes additional concessions, the league's losses for 2020 would increase without game day revenue from fans, to which the players would likely not agree. So really, right now, it's kind of in limbo, these discussions, until there's an understanding of what the season is actually going to look like. Because there are different costs for every scenario, If players and staff are quarantined in Arizona, the league would need to pay for hotels and assume other expenses. So Major League Baseball might want players to take a dollar-for-dollar cut. They could apply a different formula. And then if the league wants to modify or expand the postseason to create additional revenue, there has to be discussions about the player's share. Players could also argue that ownership would have more time to recoup losses from the 2020 season than players would, referring to salary concessions here, because owners remain in the game longer. Player salaries would be one more potential negotiating point at the end of this very long list of messy situations here. So a lot of question marks surrounding that. And that whole article by Ken Rosenthal and Evan Drellich at The Athletic is well recommended to read. The line drive towards right field off the bat of Molina. It's going to get down and go to the wall. There'll be runners on second and third with two outs now.
Now batting, the left fielder,
Tyler O'Neill will be the batter. A couple runners in scoring position now with 2 outs for him. Still 6-3 Rockies. He is the potential tying run at the plate now against Scott Oberg. Dinger encourages the Rockies crowd to get on their feet and try to support Scott Oberg trying to get out of this jam. There's a strike. O'Neill, very small sample, but only hitting 125 with runners in scoring position. Takes a look at second base and gets ready to deliver an 0-1 pitch, and it swung on and missed quickly. 0-2 on O'Neill. Diaz pointing out to the mound, appreciating that pitch from Oberg. And swing and a miss, he got him on strikes, and that will retire the side. Oberg works out of trouble, as he has so often this year. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-3 Rockies. New pitcher for the Cardinals will be John Brebbia. 9 games, 8 1/3 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts against 8 walks. A lot of members of this Cardinals bullpen have had trouble with their command, it looks like, this year. Ryan McMahon will lead things off. He has a home run in this game, also a couple walks. Look at that on-base percentage, up to .337 now. McMahon really turning things on. For a very rough start to his season. First pitch is going to miss low. He's really in a groove right now is Ryan McMahon. McMahon, Murphy, and Arenado, the 3 Rockies who have started every game of the season so far. This game number 20. 2-0 count now on McMahon. 6-3 Rockies, 2-0 pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner with a 92-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball from Brebbia. Hitters count for McMahon. He swings and pops one foul and over the screen. His windup, the 2-2 pitch from Brebbia, is swung on and missed to get him on strikes. First time McMahon has made an out today, and Brebbia picks up a strikeout.
up next for Colorado, the left fielder,
I'll bring up Ian Desmond. Desmond 0 for 3 in this ball game. First pitch from Brebbia is taken for a strike at the knees. Desmond struck out his last time up. That was in the 6th inning. A 0-1 pitch from Brebbia is swung on and missed quickly. 0-2 on Desmond. And here's an 0-2. That is swung on and grounded up the middle into center field. A base hit went out single for Ian Desmond. Rockies trying to get some insurance runs heading to the ninth. Surprised we didn't see a double switch situation for Oberg, who is on deck now as Elias Diaz comes to the plate. I would think the Rockies sent Oberg out there to get those final outs of the 8th and then to pitch the 9th, but we shall see. Diaz 1 for 3, had a 3-run home run back in the 6th inning, his first home run of the season. His first home run as a Rocky. That's in there for a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Diaz. Right now it's the lefty Andrew Miller and the righty John Gant warming in the Cardinals bullpen in case further trouble is run into by Brebbia. Swung on and chopped. Fair into right field. Desmond's going to third, and he will get in there. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Second hit of the day for Diaz. I mean, chopped that one right at the plate, and it took a high hop down the right field line. He'll take any hit he can get. Raimel Tapia is going to pinch hit for Scott Oberg, so we'll see somebody else in the 9th. Will not be a save situation if the Rockies can get some more runs on the board here. Tapia hitting 120 on the young season. Pitches inside of the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 runs batted in on the year for Tapia. Bit of a slow start for him. A couple starts in the series in San Diego, but has otherwise been the regular pinch hitter for the Rockies. Ground ball to first base. Goldschmidt goes to second for 1, back to first, and that's a double play to end the inning. We go to the 9th. We'll see who the Rockies send in to close things out with Lane Thomas, Harrison Bader in the pitcher's spot due up 6-3 Rockies.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It will be Jairo Diaz in his 10th game of the year, 7 2/3 innings pitched. He's got 6 strikeouts and 5 walks on the year, a 2.35 ERA, and he will try to close things out against the Cardinals. Lane Thomas 0 for 3 in this ballgame. It's the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Pitcher spot due up third for the Cardinals. 6-3 Rockies. First pitch from Diaz is going to be a strike. 96-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball from the hard-throwing Diaz. Into his motion, gets the sign he likes, and the windup in the 0-1. Swung on and pulled foul. Quickly 0-2 on O'Neill. And Lane Thomas is the batter, just as I said. 0-2 pitch. It's going to be swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That's out number 1. Diaz picks up his first strikeout and his first out here in the 9th. Harrison Bader will be the batter. He's 0 for 2, has a walk in this ballgame. Walk and a run scored for Bader. Very good on base percentage for the guy who's playing right field for the Cardinals today. Very fast base runner is Bader. First pitch is swung on and shot foul. Nothing but strikes thrown so far by Diaz. And that's inside of the 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Into his motion. Diaz winds up, and his 1-1 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air toward center field. Going back on this one is Dahl. In front of the track, he will run it down, and the Cardinals are down to their final out. Rockies an out away from taking a 2-game lead in this 3-game series. And Paul DeYoung is going to pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. Final hope for St. Louis. Two easy outs to start this 9th inning for Jairo Diaz. First pitch to DeYoung is taken high and away with a slider. Young 259 with a home run on the year. Got the start in yesterday's ball game. Tommy Edmonds spelling him at shortstop today. 1-0 pitch from Diaz is swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung on and lined over the head of Arenado down the left field line into the corner. Desmond over to cut it off. On his way to second base is DeYoung, and he will be in there with a 2-out double. 3rd double of the year for DeYoung. Cardinals not dead yet. And Colton Wong will be the batter. Wong is 2 for 4 today. He's had a nice day at the plate. First pitch from Diaz is swung on and popped up. Coming in is the first baseman, Murphy. He will take charge and squeeze it, and that is the ball game. Rockies have won this series. Try for the sweep on Larry Walker Day tomorrow. 6-3 Rockies, your final. 3-run home run for Elias Diaz, his first of the year. Trevor Story homer today as well. As did Ryan McMahon. The Rockies are now 2 games over the 500 mark. 11-9 on the year. Kyle Freeland gets the win. He's 1-0. Jack Flaherty the loss. He's 1-2. And Jairo Diaz picks up his first save of the season. So Kyle Freeland is your player of the game. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 run and 2 walks. Very good start for him. That ERA is now over 0, but oh well. Jack Flaherty gets the loss over his 5 innings. 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 4 hits, and 2 runs. Jairo Diaz, a hit and a strikeout in his inning of work for the save. Highlights for the Rockies on offense. Elias Diaz goes 2 for 4 with a 3-run home run. Ryan McMahon 1 for 2. It's a couple walks in there as well as his home run. Trevor Story 1 for 3 with a homer. Daniel Murphy picks up a double. For the Cardinals, Colton Wong goes 2 for 5 with a double. Yadier Molina 2 for 4 with a double for Tommy Edman and for Matt Carpenter as well. Well, thank you for tuning in. Rockies win 6-3 over the Cardinals today. They go for the sweep tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in.